Rename resources without destruction. Terraform does not track a resource by its AWS name. Terraform tracks a resource by its resource address stored in the state file. If the address changes, Terraform assumes the old object is gone and a new object must be created. You rename AWS SM's parameter .appconfig to AWS SM parameter .applicationconfig in code. Terraform compares configuration addresses to state addresses. The old address no longer exists in configuration, so Terraform plans a destroy for the old state object. The new address has no state object, so Terraform plans a create for a new object. If you want a rename without destruction, you must move identity in state. Terraform needs an explicit mapping from the old address to the new address. That mapping converts the rename from destroy and create into keep and relabel. Move tells Terraform to rewrite the state binding before it calculates actions. Terraform updates the state object's address from appconfig to applicationconfig. After the rewrite, the configuration address and state address match. The plan becomes no replacement because identity stayed continuous. Even if the AWS object is the same physical thing, Terraform can still replace it. Terraform does not search AWS for matching objects to reconcile a rename. Terraform only trusts the state mapping from address to remote object ID. No mapping means Terraform treats the old object as orphaned and the new address as empty. On stateful resources, a forced replacement is an outage disguised as a refactor. A rename that triggers replacement can drop credentials, rotate IDs, or break dependencies. The risk is not the code change. The risk is a state identity discontinuity that Terraform interprets as a rebuild. On a submarine, you do not rename a valve in a procedure without updating the tagout log and the drawings. If the identity in the paperwork does not match the physical system, you can energize the wrong line. Terraform state file is that tagout log. If you change labels without moving identity, you can shut down the wrong thing at full speed. A resource address includes the module path, not just the resource name. If you move a resource into a module or out of a module, you change its address. Terraform will plan replacement unless you map the old full address to the new full address.